In this video, we will be making a lavender flower. We will be following the instructions for the medium size, but the large and small are included in the written pattern as well, and it's all exactly the same. For this project, we will need a flower stem or wire, scissors, a crochet hook, wire cutters, a hot glue gun, and then green yarn and whatever color you want your flower to be. I'm using a size 4mm crochet hook and size 4 worsted weight yarn, but you can use whatever you have. It will just change the size of the flower. To begin your lavender flower, you'll start with a slip knot. Place your crochet hook in the slip knot and adjust. Then we'll be chaining 48. Feel free to pause the video and I will meet you back when the chain is complete. Now that we have 48 chains, we will place 2 double crochets in the third chain from the hook. Next, we will slip stitch into the next chain. After the slip stitch, we will chain 6, and we are creating the little lavender petals. Once you've chained 6, you will put a slip stitch back in that same chain. So we're making kind of a slip stitch sandwich. So we'll slip stitch into the next chain, chain 6, slip stitch, all into the same chain. And this will be our second lavender petal. So continuing on down the foundation chain, we will slip stitch, chain 6, slip stitch for each petal. You can go ahead and pause the video and I will meet you back here when you have completed the lavender flower. So now it is time to assemble the flower. We will start by cutting the yarn and fastening off. So you'll cut the yarn. You don't need a very long tail. And then we'll yarn over and pull it all the way through to secure it. And this is what it should look like. Next, we are going to attach the flower to the stem. So I like to start by taking the 2 double crochets and wrapping them around at the top. So I just kind of tuck the stem under the 2 double crochets, and then you will wind the flower around the stem all the way down. this is also a good time to preheat your hot glue gun, and it doesn't have to be wrapped perfectly because we will be doing the final adjustments later. So to secure your flower, you're just going to place a little bit of hot glue where the double crochets are, and you only need a little bit. And then you will kind of shape the double crochets to cover the hot glue and secure the flower to the stem. I did forget to mention this at the beginning of the video, but I really like to have a toothpick on hand for using with hot glue. It works really well to help with tiny adjustments and giving an overall cleaner appearance. So now we'll go ahead and make the final adjustments. I like to make sure the petals are offset and they don't line up perfectly. I think it looks a little more natural that way, but you can adjust yours however you want to. Now that your lavender is adjusted, it is time to wrap the stem. So I cut the purple yarn or the colored yarn pretty short. Now take your green yarn and I line up the end of the green yarn with the end of the purple and then kind of overlap the wrap for the first inch or so of the stem. And you just want to make sure that you're covering all the purple. I already knew what length I wanted my stem to be, so I'm going to go ahead and trim it. You can do that as well if you have a specific vase that you are putting your lavender into. So now I'm going to cut the green yarn and I'm going to leave about half an inch because we will need to secure the end. I like to add a pretty generous amount of hot glue right at the tip of the stem. And then I use the toothpick to smooth the cut end of the yarn down and kind of blend it in. Now you can make any final adjustments and your lavender flower is complete.